coming straight from the cockpit. It's another episode of Lunatic Fringe with the fucking pilot.
Ready, set, go. All right, once again, back in the can for another edition of Lunatic Fringe Into the Void. I, as always, am the fucking pilot, and via the magic of the internet, a good friend of mine and a hell of a human being. Who the fuck are you, and what do you do?
I am Pablito Perazzoli. I am a master parachute rigger. I've been skydiving now for a long, long time, so... You know, that's what I do. I skydive and I help people skydive.
Pablito with the sexy accent. You sexy motherfucker. I haven't seen you in ages.
That's true, man. I miss you. I miss talking shit with you, man.
Absolutely, man. You're a good person to sit around and talk shit with, of course. Absolutely. I love that I'm looking at your picture online and it's you in the unicorn suit from, what was it, Boom?
That was, Boom Tomorrowland. That was about 4 years ago now, 5, I think.
Oh man. I remember you telling me the unicorn stories, and in fact, we'll get into that at some point for sure. But
awesome.
Before we get too far ahead of ourselves reminiscing, so you are a master parachute rigger and you jump out of airplanes. Is it the only extreme sport you do? And how did you get started? I mean, when was that first jump and why?
Well, I've done a lot of, I wouldn't consider them extreme sports because they're high-risk sports, all of them. Nothing is really extreme if you look at it from a safety point of view. But when I was young, I was a swimmer and playing tennis. And then I had a lot of anger issues. So my brother put me on rugby because he thought it would tame me down.
Did it?
And not really. Actually made me be more aggressive. But then because there were bigger guys than me, I was lucky enough to realize that you have to keep yourself in check.
Yeah, because if you don't, somebody else will, right?
Oh, yeah, it hurts a lot. A lot of pain. And then after playing rugby for about 10 years, I was lucky enough to go on an exchange program to New Zealand, where actually I really learned how to speak English. And I met a Maori guy. He was, at that moment, I was about 5'10", 220, 230 pounds.
Oh, shit.
This guy, he was about 6'4", 6'3", about 300 pounds, and he was 17 years old.
Oh, Jesus.
And we had a game. It was called Argentina because I had an ability to kind of like sprint very well.
Right.
So we had a penalty close to the goal line, and they're like, Argentina, and I'm like, no. They're like, yeah, and I'm like, no, this is gonna hurt. Because I saw the guy, and like the only way that I had to go through it was through him.
Oh.
And I remember I'm going full speed. They gave me the ball, and as I'm getting ready to hit him, I kind of like just embraced for it, and I stopped. I was going nowhere. He literally took me and he stopped me. And a guy came from behind and kind of like trying to get the ball from me, and he hit me on the shoulder. And I just remember screaming, blacking out, and then they're taking me out of the rugby field, going like, what happened?
Wow.
I don't feel my arm. I don't feel my hand very well. And they're like, yeah, they dislocated your shoulder, but it's back in place. You'll be fine.
It's because you don't feel it because the Maori guy tore it off.
Pretty much.
Man, I don't know a whole lot about rugby, but I know you don't fuck with the Maori when it comes to rugby.
Especially the North Island Maori.
Right?
I lived in north of Auckland in a place called Omapere, Opononi, and in the Hokianga Harbor. It's on the west coast of the island.
Yeah.
Most people know the Bay of Islands that is on the east side. It's it's straight across. And then you go towards the north, and you have Kaitaia. Yeah. And that's where the actually big Maoris that used to go down south, kill the man and take the woman and take him back up.
Yeah.
That's where they're from.
Yep.
So it was one of those boys.
Yeah, man. I spent my time in the Bay of Islands in right in Paihia, and then we jump up in Whangarei, up near a little bit closer to Auckland, and I actually was in your old neck of the woods. If I'm not mistaken, you take the same road past Kitty Kitty, where the airport is, to get to where you were.
Pretty much, yep.
Yeah. So what do you know?
That's awesome.
So you're over there after having your arm ripped off by a big Maori guy. So
Yeah.
you're recovering from this, and obviously that's no more rugby, I'm guessing.
Well, actually, it was the saddest, happiest moment of my life in a way because they took the X-rays and everything, and I had a separation from the humerus into the shoulder socket.
Right.
And the guy just, like, it's funny because the GP working on me was my host dad,
Oh,
and he goes, Pablo, I have good news and bad news. If you want to keep playing rugby and the same impact happens, you will lose your right shoulder. It's done.
oh,
Or you quit playing rugby forever. That is the sad part. So you make the choice. And I'm like, I like my arm.
yeah,
So he's like, that is the right choice.
yeah.
He didn't want to take it away from me. He wanted me to realize what was going on with it.
Well, now how old were you?
I was 17, 18
That's
at that
pretty young,
age.
actually, to make a choice like that. I mean, I remember being 17, 18 years old. I may have been tempted to just duct tape my arm back in place and keep going.
You know how hard it is when you don't really feel your fingertips, and then like you're trying to reach for something, and it just like a shot of pain that goes from the shoulder all the way to your stomach, and you feel kind of nauseating.
Yeah, I do
That was for
actually.
about 2 weeks of that.
Oh, yeah, I only had that for a few days, so.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was like, I was sad because I couldn't play rugby, and I really enjoyed it because it's the first type of sport that it's very brutal and it's very physical, but it has some type of camaraderie on it, like some
sure,
loyalty.
sure,
You're not dirty with somebody. If it does you wrong, you show them off by playing better than they do, and of course you're gonna get their ass kicked by your
sure,
teammates
sure.
because they fucked you up, and you're gonna fuck them up. But it's in a different way. It's like if there's no foul play or there's nothing wrong, you play a very nice game, and at the end of it, every single rugby game that I've done in my whole life, it was at the end like you're hugging, drinking beers, talking shit,
Sure.
and yeah, drinking beers. Argentina and different worlds. So literally, you're just like having a good time, and like you're talking about how awesome the game was.
Right.
There's no like I hate you, I'm gonna kill you. Like on the match, yes, you are, because I'm gonna win and I want to win and I want my team to beat your team.
Sure.
But afterwards, it's like I really like that play. That was great. How you guys did that. So it's more like a growing sport,
Sure.
more like I'm gonna push you down so you don't grow anymore.
Right. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's very, very
So
cool. Well, so how did all that transition into? I mean, see, personally, I consider that a fucking extreme sport. Any sport where you put me on a field where half of the people on that field want to rip my head off my shoulders is fucking extreme. That's
yeah,
hardcore.
but you're fit, you're in good shape, and it's a very entertaining because you have to think in high pressure.
Sure, sure.
So it slows everything down. So that happened, and then the company that I did the exchange program, AFS, and I'm super grateful for it. They every year they did a tour of the South Island for the people from the North Island, and a tour from the North Island of the people from the South Island.
Sure.
So when they were doing the preparations all to do the tour of the South Island, they're like, "Do you want to go skydiving?" And I'm
Whoa.
like, "That sounds interesting." So, but it's like, well, you need to call your mother, and she needs to approve it. Even if you're turning 18 years old,
Mm,
you have to have the approval from her because of the legal reasons. Blah 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 blah.
sure.
So I wait next day. I call my mom. I'm like, "Hey, mom, can you sign this thing for me to go skydiving?" And in a very nice, short way, she goes like, "Fuck no." And I'm like, "Mom, like I don't know. I just want to try it." She's like, "No, you're not gonna go skydiving, and that's it. That's the end of it." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I completely forgot about it for years.
Wow.
So my exchange program finished. I went back to Argentina. I worked with my mom, while at the same time I was doing mountain biking with one a very good friend of mine. That I live in a plateau, in a high desert plateau in Argentina.
Okay.
So there's a lot of trails and a lot of cool stuff to go, and I beat myself up a lot, and like the pipe of the bike,
Sure.
winning my boss many, many times. That
Ooh.
my friends will always laugh at me because I'm an idiot. I wouldn't see something and I'll do it and I'll be in pain, and they're like, "Haha, Pablo again."
Yeah. Yeah.
So, that happens. And then just right as I'm turning 20, my mom goes, "Do you want a green card?" And I'm like, "What's that?" She's like, "Well, I'm an American citizen and I have the opportunity to give you a green card. So
Wow.
what can I do with a green card?" And I didn't realize how lucky I was at that moment. It took me many years to realize it. But I'm like, she's like, "Well, you can go to the United States and work there." And I'm like, "That sounds like a good plan. Why not? It sounds like an adventure." That's the way that I looked at the whole thing.
Sure.
So it was pretty cool, like, so I came back, I moved to the States. Actually, I moved to the States 20 years, 5 months, 3 days, and about 6 hours ago. And I'm not counting
No,
because
no.
I took the New Year's flight because I wanted to be a complete change,
Oh,
like
that's
how everybody
awesome.
says about New Year's change.
Yeah, man.
And I said, I want to go there on New Year's and I want to celebrate New Year's on the plane. So then they're like, "Oh, sounds like a plan. Stamp, stamp, fuck off." And I'm like, "Sweet."
Nice.
So I remember like my whole plan was to go to Texas, be in Texas for for about a year and a half, figure out like the university stuff because my brother was living there.
Okay.
But my brother, he was doing the first program between Texas Tech and University of Americas in Puebla, Mexico.
Okay.
So it was the time that he needed to go to Mexico to finish his master's. So all this happened, and I'm like, "Fuck." And my dad goes like, "I have a friend in Boston. Do you want to go to Boston?" And I'm like, "I don't know what Boston is, but sure, let's go." Remember, we're talking January, huh?
Oh, yeah. That's ooh.
So yeah, you just said it all. And
Yeah.
so I go to Texas, spend 6 days with my brother. They put me on the plane from Dallas, actually from Lubbock, going to Boston. My mom goes to Arizona to do her thing. And, my brother goes to Mexico. And about when I land in Boston, it was 10 o'clock at night, I think. And on the radio, I remember hearing tomorrow's going to be a beautiful day. It's going to be warm. It's going to be 32 degrees. And I'm like, yes, 32 degrees, nice and warm.
No.
I forgot about that,
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we get to the house. The house is nice and warm. I didn't notice the snow,
Oh my.
you know. So I wake up next morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. I stretch. I go downstairs. I open the door and it's snowing. I'm like, fuck this place. Fuck this. This is bullshit. So the host family that was hosting me, like my dad's good friends, amazing people. I cannot be more grateful for them because they were super kind with me and they understood what I was going through because I didn't even understand it, but they were super kind.
Sure.
So they were trying to help me to find a job and to get my driver license, and they were amazing with me. But to be honest with you, Boston was telling me, "Go away. We don't want you here." So after about a month of, getting super, super depressed, I'm talking to my mom. I'm like, "Mom, I don't think the States is for me. I don't really like Boston.
Sure.
Winter is horrible.
Sure.
I cannot deal with this. So I think I'm going to call the airline, get my ticket moved, and I'm going to go back to Argentina." So after like about an hour conversation with my mom, the next morning the phone rings and, Hugo goes, "Pablo, your cousin Sebastian is calling you." And I'm like, "That's weird. Why will be he calling me, So he goes, "Pablo, I just talked to your mom." I'm like, "Uh-huh. She told me you're going back." And I said, "Well, things are not going very well. I'm freezing all the time. It's snowing. It's horrible here." And he was living in College Station, Texas, because he was going to Texas A&M University.
Sure.
And he goes, "It's February. I'm in shorts. And if you go back to Argentina, I will kill you." And I'm terrified of him. It's the only cousin that I'm truly terrified of them. And I'm like, my question was like, "What do you want me to do, man?" He's like, "Look, you can live with me for a few months. I will help you get a job here and at least give it a shot in Texas. Because if you don't do that, I will kill you."
Huh.
And from super scared, I look at like the little money that I have and I'm like, I can buy the ticket there, but then I don't really have money, man.
Right.
And he's like, "Don't worry, because, he's like, I'll help you as much as I can." So literally I flew to Dallas. We did a 4-hour drive that was 20th of February, 2000 on 1999.
Okay.
Yeah, 1999. And literally I was sweating on the car ride at night
Oh yeah.
because it was so nice and warm in Texas. And
Oh
I'm
yeah.
like, fuck yeah, I love this place.
Yeah.
And so we literally got to College Station. I met his girlfriend at the time, and I went to bed. And we wake up, like he wakes me up in the morning. He's like, "I'm gonna go for a run. When I come back, we're gonna talk. We're gonna make a plan for you."
Awesome.
And I'm like, "Sweet." So he did like I think like because he's a triathlete, so he's a hardcore. So he did I think like a 10-mile run. He shows back up. He's like, "Okay, number one, you're out of shape again, so we need to work on that." But that's not the case. You have a suit? I'm like, no, we're going to go buy your suit and you're going to go for an interview. There's this temp agency and I think you'll fit very well in, and we'll see what happens. And I kid you not, within a week I had a job.
Awesome.
Everything was looking good. And, I'm like, okay, cool. So I can start working on my residency. Everything was going good. My cousin was super, super kind. Like he will drive me sometimes places, but sometimes he'd be like, you need to get your own car. Stop fucking around,
Right.
So he was actually being kind of like a parental figure without being my parent, being more like a friend.
Sure.
And I'm super grateful for that from him because he was like literally he's 3 years older than I am, and taking that type of responsibility, man,
Sure.
it's incredible.
Oh yeah.
So, I started working in a civil engineering business office. I was the receptionist, so I would be like, "Good morning, civil engineering business office. This is Pablo. How may I help you?"
Right.
And they were like, "I need to talk to Jane." I'm like, "Okay, hold on a minute, please. Jane, you have a phone call, line 1. So that was literally me for like about 3 months. And they were so happy with having me there that they took me out of the temp agency and they hired me.
Nice.
And I got like a 20% raise. It was incredible, everything, all that happened. I'm like, oh my God, this is something that I can actually now start seeing a future, something to work towards,
Sure.
So I started making my plans to go into the community college so I can get enough credit so I can go to university, and I'm looking at university programs. And this is like about 7 months into it. There's this lady that she actually just started working in our department. Her name is Kate Choate.
Okay.
And so, like the things that you do in an office when there's a new person, everybody goes, "Hey, hi, how you doing? If you need, this is what I do." And you introduce yourself. And the first picture she hanged, that one, that success picture with the 100-way with the 4 different colors?
Oh, I know it well, yeah.
She hangs that. And I'm like, that is something that I always wanted to do. And she, without skipping a bit, she goes like, "Everybody says that shit, but nobody goes skydiving. Everybody talks about it.
Right.
If you want to go skydiving, there's a phone number. You give them a call, and I will take you to the drop zone."
Oh, no kidding.
And I grab the phone number. I go back to my desk. I call them. I set up to do my AFP program because I wanted to do a tandem.
Yeah.
But they're like, "Look, for $20 more, you do training and then you do AFP. And it's a advanced tandem free fall, whatever program." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. That sounds great." And literally I walk back like 10 minutes later. I'm like, my appointment is for August 19th. And she goes like, "You did what?" I'm like, "Well, you told me that nobody does it. So
Right.
I really want to do it." So she's like, "Perfect." And I could not have asked for any better people to take me back to the drop zone.
Now, what
Her
drop
husband,
zone was this?
Skydive USA in Wharton, Texas.
Okay.
It was Chuck Akers' old drop zone.
Okay.
So John has been skydiving since the 60s, her husband. She's also been skydiving for many, many years. So they are very traditional skydivers,
Sure.
So we drive there Friday night. I sleep on the couch at the drop zone. So imagine like I'm getting into a real drop zone environment. None of this new corporate stuff. People sleeping in the office. You wake up, you take a shower, you clean everything up for the customers to come in.
Right.
A little bit of Fandango style, kind of.
Sure.
So, like they wake me up in the morning and they're like, "You have your beers?" I'm like, "Yeah, I bought the 12-pack like you told me. Perfect. So you're ready for tonight." And I had no idea really what was going on.
Right.
And they put me in this classroom with Rick Mayers. He's an old timer. And, so he's talking and I'm just a little bit difficulties with my English at the same time, trying to process that I'm going to be jumping out of an airplane
Sure.
with somebody strapped to my back. So all this happens, and we're done with the class by noon. And the plane comes down. You know, it was like it was King Air, and
Okay.
it was like a little rocket jet. So it's going up and down, and boom, boom, people jumping like crazy. And I'm looking at all these parachutes, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I
Right.
think I'm an idiot.
All right.
Why do I want to do this? You know? But I never stopped. And at any moment, it was because I was looking how calculated the whole skydiving process was.
Sure.
So I never, and at any moment, I was like, this is stupid. You know, I was like, this is safe. I was looking at the Packers. And from that moment on, like, got interested in gear because I'm like, that is what saved my life.
Sure.
So I hear my name being called, and I cannot find my instructor, and my instructor comes in, you know, his name is Ron Mills. He's like, dude, don't worry, you'll be fine. And I'm like, what? He's like, don't worry about it. So he kind of puts on the harness,
Right.
and he's like, you remember about the class? And I'm like, 3 practice touches super fast. He's like, slow down. 3 practice touches, then what? 5-5, I open. Okay, perfect. That's it, you got it down. But how about the arch? Don't worry about it, you're fine. So we get on the plane. 6 minutes later, we are literally at 10,000 feet, and he's hooking me up.
Right.
And I, you know, like how the King Air, they slow it down a little bit, and they start like that kind of like dive for exits.
Sure.
Like, you know.
Sure.
So I feel kind of like getting like the little 0G.
Right.
And I'm like, what's going on? He's like, don't worry about it. And then people start jumping out, and I freak out. But I'm trying to keep it cool because there was a pretty girl that I wanted kind of like impress. So I'm like, you know, like the deer on the headlights kind of look.
Oh yeah.
And there's a photo of it. I need to look for it, but there's a photo that you can actually see my face before the jump. It's priceless. So we get out, we jump out. I don't remember anything. I remember being under canopy, and you know, Ronnie's like, you did amazing, everything is good. All right, I'm gonna teach you how to fly a parachute. And the 3 tandems, I did them with Ron. I was super lucky to do them with the same guy. He
Sure.
was an ex-Golden Knights world champion or whatever for accuracy.
Okay.
So he taught me how to fly a canopy on 3 jumps.
Wow.
My level 7, I landed on the center of the piece without radios.
Nice.
You know, so, you know, he's like, okay, you did fantastic. Everything is good. Like, this is how you fly the parachute. Look for this, look for that. Keep attention with these angles. Before you turn, you look. So he explains everything. We land in. And I remember, like, at the moment I touch down, I turn around and I give him a hug, and I'm like, I love you, man. And he's like, whoa, whoa. I'm like, no, I love you, man. So he's like, cool. So how was it? I'm going, and Kate comes. She gives me a huge hug. I'm like, so how was that? I'm like, it's amazing. I want to go again.
Yep. Yep.
So I go to Manifest, and they're like, we're completely booked for today. So if you want to jump again, it will have to be tomorrow. And I'm like, no, I have to go back because tomorrow I have other plans. And at the moment I'm leaving, like, Kay saw that I was talking to them. So she's like, give him the sunset jump. If you want him, give him the sunset jump. So like, I'm just goofing around the drop zone, looking at people packing parachutes, you know, and then they call me, it's like, you want to go again? I'm like, yeah, okay, for sunset, you're in. And I'm like, really? It's like, yeah, we got somebody out of the sunset load, so you can take it, one of the fan jumpers.
Awesome.
So I realized later that actually Kay went, and she actually told them to do that for me. So the sun is just about to set, and she's like, look at the sunset. I'm like, okay, cool. So we get on the plane, and then she's like, look at the sunrise. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so fucking beautiful.
Yeah, you get to do it twice.
And, you know, so then we are climbing up to altitude, and everything is fantastic. And then just right before as I'm getting ready to exit, I'm a little bit more aware of what's going on. She's like, look at the sun, the sunset again, and look where the world bends. The pilot, somebody flashed the pilot, so we went all the way to like 17,000 feet on the King Air.
Wait. Now, hang on. I'm gonna stop you right there. For those that don't realize, because we now live in a world where that particular activity seems to have fallen by the wayside. So, what do you mean, flash the pilot, and why would a pilot go even higher?
Okay, so I feel sorry for you on this one, because the things you just said doesn't happen as often. So flashing the pilot is when a female or a beautiful woman decides to say something to the pilot, and as the pilot is turning around, he sees the boobies, beautiful boobies, just
Oh,
nice and shiny.
the boobies.
And the pilots get excited, and there's something that magical happens. You get extra altitude.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? It's amazing. I don't think women realize just how powerful a creature they really are, that just showing their boobs will make an airplane go thousands of feet higher than it was planning on going.
It's incredible, but it's good because they haven't figured out that they are more powerful than men yet. So we're still
Actually,
winning.
I'm pretty sure they have.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I
You
don't
know,
know.
look at this. Pole dancing is a sport for us.
No, I agree that it's a wonderful thing. I think we're doing fantastic. Don't get me wrong. I'm liking the direction that it's going, and I'm not so alpha that I'm not willing to go, yes, mistress. Sure, I'm good with that. But yes, so
I like the whip.
yeah, so yes, it used to very much be a tradition in skydiving that boobies, ripping them out in flight and flashing the pilot would get you extra altitude. That in the modern political male female world doesn't happen so much anymore.
It's sad. I mean, it's to be honest with you, they look at it like they say we need equality. We are not equal, man.
No, they're so much better.
They are beautiful. They have all these amazing qualities.
Yeah.
And men also, we have these amazing qualities. And equality makes no sense.
No.
We should be fair with each other. That's it. Be fair.
At the end, I mean, I can sum it up very, very simply why I think women are so much better. They have boobs and we have scrotums.
Yeah,
that's it.
Boobs bounce, scrotum's kind of like just hang there and get sweaty.
They just get low. I mean, I suppose boobs and balls do the same thing. Time just drags them both down. But even young, pert, tight balls, there's nothing that looks good about them. But we've already strayed way off the subject. so the sunset load.
I remember the reason that I learned about flashing is because I'm sitting like close to the pilot because I'm in the tandems, you know. So I got to see the boobies too, and I was like, I love this place. I fell in love with skydiving at that moment.
Yep.
The boobies were pretty. I still remember her, and she will always be in my mind as beautiful boobies.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
So as we're going out, she tells me that. I remember being on free fall, and she was actually orbiting around us. So I see her. So I'm started following her, and I already learned how to do turns. So I'm doing my turn, right?
Right.
And I see the sun, her, Kay, my friend Kay, and as the sun is literally setting again, and I'm like, oh my God, that is fucking incredible. I can see where the wall bends, everything. I look at my altimeter, we open the parachute, you know, run completely like check parachute, and look up, and I'm like, look square, look steerable, and the sider is down. I'm like, great. So we start flying the canopy. We land, you know, like the drops and stars camel down for the day. And then they are like, okay, Pablo, one of the traditions, we go to the bonfire now. And this is how you're going to tell the story of your first jump.
Wow,
you're going to give a beer, you know, you're going to give a beer to your instructor. You're going to say, thank you so much. You're going to share beers with everybody else. And then you're going to start, no shit, there I was. I thought I was going to die.
2 jumps in,
and
you're 100% in it already. 2 jumps in, and you've got the full experience. You've made 2 skydives. You're learning how to fly your own parachute. You're doing turns. You've seen boobs in a plane already. You've been on a sunset fucking load, and now you're at the bonfire handing out beers and telling big fish stories. Fuck me, man. That's
exactly. Well, that was the beauty of John and Kay. John passed away from cancer a few years back, and he was a truck for the pond man. You know, he always said, and he also wrote a beautiful song. What was the name of it? Don't mess with the rigger's wife.
Ain't that the truth?
Because of the damn double pilot shoot and tow.
That's just fucking good advice.
So basically, like, they just brought me into the culture. You know, I was blessed by being brought into them by the culture. So we're just literally sitting there. I'm talking, you know, and I finished telling like the stories, kind of like what I told you. And then Ron goes, look at this. You were shitting your pants, man. At the door, you look back and you ask me if I was ready to go skydiving. Well, I was asking you if you were ready to go skydiving. Get the fuck out of the plane, man.
Yeah.
On free fall, that's not an arch, buddy. Your knees need to go back, not on your chest. So we're having fun, talking shit about the jump.
Sure.
You know, and then everybody that hung out that night at the drop zone, they all told their story for the day.
Isn't that great?
So like literally this was in August. So sunset, it was like, like kind of like around 7 o'clock in the afternoon.
Sure.
We kept talking and drinking beers until like pretty much noon, like midnight, 12.
Yeah.
And then everybody went to sleep on their sleeping bags.
Yeah.
I woke up in the morning and I went back.
Awesome.
So for 2 weeks, I could not stop thinking about skydiving.
Sure.
So I'm trying to save all my money because I didn't have any money. So I'm talking to Kay one day, at the office. I'm like, hey, Kay, like I really want to go skydiving, but it's expensive. She's like, I can see that you can become a packer. Because you were actually asking gear questions before anybody else was asking gear questions.
Sure.
And I'm like, well, they get paid well. And it's like, one of the guys that was at the job zone, he pays rent in 1 day's work.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really?
Oh, yeah.
So she's like, we're going to go to the drop zone next weekend. Like, if you have the money, book yourself for the flights, but we're going to teach you how to pack.
Yeah.
So I'm like, sweet. So I showed up to the drop zone and they taught me how to pack. And at the same time that I was learning how to pack, one of the packers quit the drop zone. So they just put me in to start packing on the weekends.
Wow. So
everything just fell in place. Like, I was so grateful for it.
Well, and it's funny that obviously packing is a pretty standard way for a lot of people to get started in the sport, but your start was pretty non-standard because you saw almost all of what the community and the sport had to offer in 2 fucking jumps in one day. If a skydiver tells me they started in the sport by being a packer, I'm not surprised. But that is a hell of a story, and especially because you were interested in the gear, obviously knowing that it saves your life. I remember as I was starting, and the very first time I ever saw someone pack a parachute, I probably had a number of jumps because other than, being taught about the gear and the canopy in the course, I never really paid that much attention to it in the very beginning. And I remember the first time I realized that there were rubber bands involved in packing a parachute. I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. What?
That was my...
What part of this shit's held together with a rubber band, and why didn't anybody tell me before I jumped out of that goddamn plane? Because you didn't understand. So, but it was very cool that not only did you end up being very interested in the gear side of it, but then you went on to become an extremely talented master rigger, which is a whole nother story. I mean, you started the packing thing, but obviously you've gone dramatically further in your career. I mean, how long you been at this? 20-something years now?
18, 19 years.
19 years, man. That's a long time in the sport.
Yeah, and well, because I was surrounded with amazing people at the beginning, after I did my AFF level 4, because you go do the 3 tandems and you go to AFF level 4.
Sure.
One of my instructors, I think his name was Martin. I haven't seen him in years. Like, since he left Skydive USA, I never seen him again. He was packing his reserve. And I was like, I want to learn that. He's like, fuck off. I don't want to teach anybody. And then literally the next weekend, a new rigger shows up that he's like, I want to teach somebody how to pack this.
Oh, very cool.
So, and I'm like, I'm here to learn. I was driving 2 hours. I was driving past 2 drop zones to go to this little drop zone because of the community. And that's what always gets said. It's like, I feel at home when I'm there. You know, I don't go there often because it's a long drive, but I feel at home. And everybody was super like helping each other.
Sure.
And it's the same drop zone that Justin Price started jumping. Like Justin Price started jumping a weekend before I did.
Nice.
So, and he was the packer. So like seeing his speed packing, he could pack a parachute in 4 minutes. I was packing like in 10 minutes. And I'm like, I need to be good like he is.
Right.
You know? And he was so like, I'll teach you, I'll show you. So like the whole camaraderie and family sense of it, I finally felt that I fit somewhere.
Sure.
Because I had my own odds, you know, like I still have my own odd things that I'm a little bit introverted or I'm a little bit way too outspoken. And they just welcome me in and says, you're part of us, you know, like we need you to make this group better.
Sure.
Without you, this group is not better. And without the group, you're not better. So it's like kind of like a a feet from each other,
Of course. Well, and that seems to be the biggest thing that every single person I've had on the podcast has said, is that over and above the joy of the sport or the activity itself is the community, period.
Yeah.
It's
incredible. So like now imagine you grab somebody now, you put them in a situation like that and they will not know how to deal with it, especially with how the times are changing.
Sure.
What do you mean girls show their boobies?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, one of my favorite things that happened, dude. I heard the podcast from Glass, right?
Yes.
He's talking about the naked beacon ride, right?
Yeah. Jim.
So about 2 months into it, there's a big party at the drop zone. Everybody's getting stupid drunk, and there's a naked beacon ride going on, right? And I think her name was Julie, the lady. And if people that are listening, they know who Julie is.
Right.
I remember I'm standing with a Mexican friend, and we're just talking shit. As we're looking up, and literally the beacon shines this beautiful work of art. And we're just both looking at it and going like, oh my God, that is such a beautiful pussy. Because you can literally, it was just,
oh yeah,
we're both like, wow. Without realizing that Julie's husband is standing next to us, fucking pissed off.
Why would he be pissed? Clearly he knows.
Because Julie's the alter ego of this person.
Oh, no.
So she goes wild when Julie comes out, right? I think it was Julie that I don't remember very well. So he's like, shut up. And he just keeps looking up. It's like, come on down here. So we are like, now we are laughing, drunk, having a good time. And I'm seeing them going up. I'm like, that was interesting. Like, he's like, that's a naked beacon ride. I'm like, sweet.
There you go.
Whatever. So the party continued. But yeah, when he was telling me that he burned his cotton, that was a very rookie mistake.
Oh yeah. Oh well, Jim, you gotta love him. I'll tell you what, he's got more stories than I can possibly count about what would be considered rookie mistakes, well past his rookie days. Definitely not all his fault. Jim has done some amazing things, but I hate to use the phrase bad luck, but holy shit. I mean, wow. We've all known some broken people, but I wasn't kidding when I typed up the teaser for the interview that I've never known anybody quite so broken that wasn't dead or in a wheelchair. That's completely the truth. That's just Jim.
Man.
That's just Jim. It really is.
That means like he heals good, though. How lucky he is. He has the benefit of healing good.
He does feel pretty good. So you become a working skydiver via packing and everything, but you became an instructor as well, yeah?
Well, so basically how I became an instructor was, so I was at Skydive USA, Skydive Houston, but by Skydive USA, because Houston had 3 drop zones, and by taking one drop zone of the equation, even if they don't get all the customers from that drop zone, at least they get increased.
Sure.
So all the good stuff that it was working at Skydive USA, we migrated to Skydive Houston, and the good ones, they kept us working.
Sure.
The other ones, they kind of like say, we don't want you anymore.
Right.
And it was pretty much all the stuff was divided between Skydive USA, Skydive Spaceland,
okay,
Rosharon, and Skydive Houston in Waller, Texas. So for me, the more natural thing, it was also that I was lucky that I went to Skydive Houston because it was a 45-minute drive besides a 2-hour drive.
Sure.
So we started working there, and I was one of the packers there. And, I always had a rule. I need to do 3 jumps every day that I'm working.
That's a rule.
So I do first load, lunchtime, lunch break.
Sure.
And then sunset. Those were the things. And I told that to manifest. And that's how I met my ex-wife. Because she was like, man, you are always doing the same thing. You're very predictable. I'm like, So that was going on at Skydive USA. And then there was this guy, his name is Todd, and he's like, he was living also in College Station, Bryan College Station, where I lived. And he's like, I'm thinking about reopening Aggies Over Texas. That it was a beautiful little drop zone at Bryan, Texas, where the plane crashed. I think it was in 1999. But it was very devastating for the skydiving community because it was they had a plane called Duct Tape, And it was very devastating because everybody on board died. It was the typical 182 takeoff, engine stalls, and it's just super, super sad,
Sure.
So he's like, I talked to everybody, and they're okay with me trying to reopen the drop zone, and I'm gonna need a head packer. And I'm like, I'll take it, like I saw an advancement.
Sure.
I didn't see it as less work. I saw it like, okay, I'm going from being one of the fish in the pond to being the big fish
Sure.
on the small pond.
Sure.
But at least that will teach me things that I didn't know before.
Sure.
So he rented one of those outside tents. He put a big motor home.
Okay.
That where we were running the business and watching the video and doing all that. And I was packing outside. So for me, it was great because now besides driving 45 minutes, now I'm driving 10 minutes too.
Sure.
And we could I was working from 8 to 5. And if weather was good during the week, we were jumping from 5 until sunset. So in that way, we were always working.
Sure.
So like it made me from only jumping on the weekends to be able to jump during the week.
Sure.
So slowly, I was already working on my rigger's ticket by then. Because it took me 3 years to get my rigger's ticket because I just wanted to make sure that I was doing it right.
Sure.
Because the responsibility, it's somebody's trusting you with their life,
Well, now,
for you to do the last step.
For those that don't know, anybody that's listening to the podcast that is either new to skydiving or doesn't know anything about skydiving, tell us a little bit about what being a master rigger involves, because people don't really. I had no idea what was involved in the gear when I started skydiving, and there's a lot of skydivers out there that know very little about either how their gear is produced or what it takes to maintain it. So, what is it? Give us some insight.
Okay, so basically, rigging, it's maintaining and making sure that and fixing the skydiving gear.
Sure.
Senior riggers, they can actually pack it, do minor repairs, and that's pretty much it, what they can actually do with gear. And a master parachute rigger can actually take a whole rig apart and put it back all together.
So you can basically build an entire system, the harness, the container, the parachutes, every damn thing.
Yes, if I have the approval from the manufacturer to build the product, yes, I can.
So like a senior rigger can do stuff like patching a hole in a parachute, something like that.
That's it.
Yeah, so
but it has to be a
stuff.
simple patch.
Yeah.
Like it cannot be on a seam. It has to be 3 inches from the seam. It has to follow all these rules. Like with the master rigger, you can just actually go straight to the seam, open the seam, do the patch, close the seam, and move on.
So, the base of knowledge that a master rigger has to have, you guys are tested incredibly in detail. The tensile strength of all the different fabrics and the threads that you're using and the webbing that you're using. It's incredibly detailed, no?
Yes. It's incredible because I don't see it that way now, because for me, it was something that it accumulated over years. But now when I see the guys preparing for it, I see how much they struggle with it because it's a lot of work.
Sure.
And I was blessed because I started working in Skydive Aguilan. We were working, everything is fine. I was maintaining the rigs. And I became a rigger finally because Todd didn't want to pack any more reserves. Because actually I was packing under his ticket.
Sure.
So I was grateful that he let me do that. So I went to take my senior riggers exam with John Sanford in Dallas, Texas, with a very good friend of mine, Dave Leahyde.
Okay.
We went both together. He was my roommate, actually. We went both together to Dallas, and I never said a grommet until that day. So he's like, so we're doing the test. He's like, okay, you do the pack job. So I'll be doing the pack job. He'll be testing Dave on something.
Sure.
So he was switching us around, right? And then he's like, there's a piece of webbing, there's the grommets, there's the grommet set, and there's the punch. Set the grommet. And he walks out. So now I'm looking at the washer and the grommet itself.
Sure.
I'm looking at the tool to set the grommet and the rawhide hammer. And I never done it before. So now I'm like, okay, so this is for sure to punch a hole.
Right.
Wapa! I punched the hole. Yay, I'm happy now. And they're doing the oral,
okay,
right? So and I hear what they're talking about. I'm like, okay, I can hear them. They're good. They're into it. So I'm trying to figure out the tool, how the grommets go together on the tool, scratching my head. cussing, like I'm calling myself horrible names because I'm frustrated now.
Sure.
So I put it one way and I'm walking it like an idiot, and nothing happens. Motherfucker, walk more and nothing happens. And as I'm walking it, I hear that they are almost done and they are wrapping it up, and I'm like, fuck. So something lined up and it said, you need to turn this upside down. So I move the grommets and the washer around, boom, boom, and I do a walk. Whoopah! And the grommet kind of sets. And I'm like, oh, I'm excited, right?
Right.
And at that moment, John is walking in and he goes like, all that walking for nothing? Are you strong or what? And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I think it's right. He's like, no, this is not right. Let me show you how it's done right. So he shows me how to walk it properly. And I'm like, oh, cool. Can I set another one? So I do it, like showing like I know what I'm doing now. Like he's like, now that looks proper. I'm like, thank God. So we finish everything and he signs the paper. I'm like, by the way, that was the first time I said a grommet. He's like, I figured when you were walking it like an idiot.
Yeah, that's the funny thing is, especially when you're learning how you think you're getting something over on your instructor or your teacher, and especially in a sport like skydiving, and as an instructor, you're like, oh, look at this fucking guy.
Exactly.
Because they know. But you think you got something over on them, and then a couple of years later, you look back and go, "Oh, Jesus God,
I was an idiot."
Yeah, I was a moron, and that still happens all the time to me.
Yeah. So I got my ticket, right. We both got our tickets, and my seal was sex to you, baby. He's sex to você, and so we went back to College Station, and we were trying to reopen, like to do a boogie called Aggies Over Texas, in memory for the guys,
Sure.
that died on that bad plane crash. And that was the first time I met anybody from the manufacturers. His name was Egon Sussman. I don't know if you ever met Egon.
I met Egon in multiple states of, multiple levels of consciousness a number of times.
Egon.
Yeah, Egon was fucking awesome. I stood next to Egon when two guys did the very, very low cutaways on the first production version of the Skyhook at Cross Keys.
That was in Cross Keys.
Yeah, it was in Cross Keys, and Egon was standing right next to me screaming, cut away, cut away, cut away. Fuck, don't cut away, don't cut away, because they got too goddamn low. So yeah, I know Egon. Yep. He was a great guy. He was a great guy.
So Egon was coming. I got my tandem rating literally the weekend before the event is happening, right? And so we had at Skydive, we had a rule: don't sleep with the students. That was the rule: don't sleep with the students. And I'm like, okay, no problem. So Egon shows up to the job zone. He's looking around. He introduced me. I'm like, hey, man, I'm a brand new tandem instructor. I heard that you have a lot of experience. If there's anything you can do to teach me, please teach me. And I was doing video at the same time. So he's like, you film me all weekend. I want to make you a good tandem instructor. Sure. I'm like, sweet. So basically, I'm seeing how he talks to the student, how he handles the student. So basically, I got a very good tandem course from Todd. And then I got an amazing crash course from Egon to how to do manufacturing tandems, So he took me from being wet behind the ears to experience like in a day.
Nice.
So, I follow him the next, that was on a Friday. I'm following him, filming him. And then they're like, okay, Pablo, you're on tandems today. And I'm like, sweet. So I do my first tandem. There's this beautiful girl that walks into the drop zone. And I'm like, man, I would love to take her on a tandem.
Sure.
And then I keep going. And then on my fourth tandem, this beautiful girl, she's my student. And I'm grateful for her because she changed my life. And so, I introduced her, and Egon comes to me. He's like, be a gentleman. That's the only thing he said. And I was like, thanks, Egon. So he's like, it's my first day as a tandem instructor. I've been doing this, but I have the best coach in the world. And I point at him. And she's like, that's so cute. And I'm like, cool. So I put her on the harness. Everything is good. We were jumping out of a casa. So I stand her up. But at the moment I stand her up, she really pushes against me. And I'm like, that's weird. Whatever. She must be scared, right? So I'm looking at it from the innocent point of view.
Sure.
I realize that later, right? So I get her nice and tight. Everything is good. And like people are jumping and we walk just backwards. We fall out. set the drug, touch my handles, touch her shoulders. And I'm like, so nice. I do some spins, 5,500 feet. I open the parachute and canopy snivels and she shakes a little bit. And I go like, interesting. I heard about this, but I don't know exactly what it is yet. And her, without skipping a beat, she's like, tonight I'm raping you. And I'm like, what? She's like, tonight I'm raping you. And I'm like, okay, I'm working today. So I cannot leave the drop zone until we're done with the boogie.
Right.
I'm like, and she's like, okay, no problem. So for landing, you need to do this. I'm like freaking out now because she's distracting me, right?
Sure.
So I need to get back into it. We land. And she turns around, gives me a hug, gives me a kiss. And I'm like, what just happened here?
Right.
And Egon comes, he's like, good job, buddy. And I'm like, what's going on? He's like, oh, I know what's happening because it has happened to me before.
Sure.
And I'm like, okay, sure.
Sure. Well, it's funny that...
So I'm working the event.
Go ahead.
So I'm working the event, everything finishes, right? And she's still waiting for me. She puts me on her car. She drives me to my house. I show up next morning to the drop zone. We are doing something, try to be hidden away because we're not supposed to sleep with students.
Sure.
And then Todd is like, did you fuck her last night? I'm like, no, I didn't. She raped me. He's like, but you know the rule. And I go, dude, I had no choice.
Right.
She told me from the canopy open. She waited. I didn't instigate this at all. It was not me being suave. I kept my distance.
Man, it's customer
he's
service.
like, well, I'm like, she's like, you're grounded for 30 days.
No shit.
And I'm like, dude. Yeah, he grounded me for 30 days because he had the rule, right? So he couldn't let anybody do the rule. And I'm like, Todd, why are you grounding me, man? Like, I help you build the drop zone from zero. He's like, please, it's like, you're grounded. I'm like, you know what, Todd? Skydive Houston has been begging me to go back for over a year now. I'm going to go back if you ground me. He's like, do whatever you need to do. And I'm like, okay. So I packed all my stuff and Egon shows up at the drop zone, like, Egon hungover.
Right.
But actually, he never was hungover, the motherfucker. I never understood that. So he showed up to the drop zone, like, what happened? I'm like, well, I'm suspended for 30 days. He's like, who's doing all the rigging here at the drop zone? I'm like, I'm doing all the rigging. He's like, would you like to move to Florida? I'm like, for what? To be one of the riggers at UPT, at Relative Workshop back then. And I'm like, I don't know. He's like, there's my card. Call me on Tuesday. So I had this conversation with Egon.
Sure.
Thanks to this wonderful, tall, blonde, super hot girl.
Yep.
That I would literally, I'm still had dreams of her.
Sure.
Sometimes.
Sure.
I just got grounded for 30 days. I'm going back to the other drop zone and he just offered me a job. And I'm like, what is going on? It was transformation. I absorbed it. I'm like, okay.
That's amazing,
so I started calling Egon. I called Egon every Tuesday from September all the way to January when he's like, stop calling me. You have a job.
Good man.
So, yeah, that's basically what happened. That's how I ended up be actually focusing more on rigging. So I started working here in the land it was February 14th, St. Valentine's Day.
Wow.
2004.
Wow. It's kind of funny that you went into the whole thing being a little bit more on the innocent side and trying to be all professional with the female tandem students. And by the time I became a tandem instructor, I'd been a working fucking stripper for a long time. So I automatically thought the worst. I'm like, all right, here we go. And when that stuff didn't happen, I'm like, oh, bummer. But I remember working at Skydance in Davis, California. And I had gotten the job out there and was brand new. I think I'd probably only worked there for about a week when they had the big season beginning staff meeting. And so everybody's in the training room for the staff meeting. And the owner, Ray Farrell, and his manager, Neil, are both giving the meeting and talking about all the rules and this and that and the other thing. And mind you, I'm the new guy. Nobody fucking knows me here. I've basically just shaken a few hands and everything. And so they're going down the rules. And I think it was rule number 4 or rule number 5 was no dating the students. And I hold up my hand, and Ray looks at me and he's all... Yeah, I don't even think he remembered my name. I was still so new. He's all, yeah, and I'm all, is fucking him dating? Because I couldn't help myself. I'm like, what? And everybody but him is laughing, and I'm like, what? It's just customer service. Come on. But and
well, you come from that industry of customer service.
Well, I also am just foul-mouthed and I have no filters. The funniest part of that story, though, is that year for the big Christmas party, we're all sitting around. Everybody's done their Secret Santa gifts and everything, and everybody's pretty fucking drunk. And somebody starts talking about rule number 4 or 5, and does everybody know what it is? And somebody says, yeah, you're not supposed to date the students. And then somebody else says, all right, who's broken the rule? And every motherfucker in that place holds up their hand. So that was the running joke is, yeah, there's a rule you're not supposed to do it, but we all have. Like 2 of the people in the party had met their future husbands or wives that way. Oh, yeah. So it was a running joke that rule was just a bunch of bullshit.
Oh my God, dude. I only slept with one student.
Oh,
that's
no,
it.
yeah.
That was Andy.
No, not me.
That's it. I still, dude, like seriously, I still have her phone number on my logbook, but the phone doesn't work. I tried to call her once.
Yeah, no, well, I kind of hit some of the big party drop zones for a little while, and I worked at Skydive Cross Keys when it was the party drop zone, and it was the most incestuous damn drop zone I've ever worked at, and it was like a 9-month spring break. It was just insane. Just insane.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Do the stories are making it more than it is or less than it is? Because I heard so many stories about
Cross Keys. Oh, dude,
yeah.
I don't think you couldn't tell it.
Are they downplaying it or are playing it on the stories?
No. If anything, they're downplaying it. I can't.
Really?
I cannot imagine a story that would be so outrageous that I wouldn't believe it happened at Cross Keys when I was there. It was 2004 to basically 2006 that I was there, and there were half a dozen deaths, a couple of births, a couple of marriages, a whole lot of breakups, and more fucking and drugs than I have ever seen anywhere before or since.
Really?
It was insane.
And you were a stripper.
Yeah. Well, see, that was the funny thing is when I quit that old profession and became a skydiver, and then I eventually left Las Vegas, the only reason I ended up in Skydive Cross Keys was because at the time it was by far the busiest drop zone in the U.S., if not the world. If you were going to make money as a skydiver, that was the place to go. And somehow I managed to get a job there. So it was the responsible choice to literally sell my house and uproot myself from Las Vegas because I didn't want to be there anymore, and go take this job at this super busy drop zone where this new chosen profession that I was in would be the best, and cut to, I think, 4 weeks or 5 weeks to the day that I arrived in Cross Keys. At about 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm sitting in the pee pit staring back at a hangar with a massive party going on under the influence of, shall we say, a lot of chemical entertainment.
That sounds good.
Yeah, thinking, fuck me, this was the responsible choice. Now, mind you, when I moved to Cross Keys, I didn't drink alcohol at all. I didn't party at all. I lived 11 years in Las Vegas without ever taking a single drink. I didn't party.
No.
Yeah.
How did you do that?
I just wasn't a drinker.
Especially in Vegas.
Yeah, but before I moved to Vegas, I used to promote raves in San Francisco. So you can imagine I got the whole party thing out of my system way back when.
Yeah.
So I hit Cross Keys basically thinking, all right, I'm going to be Mr. High and Tight and just go bang out these jumps and do the work, and go, oh my God, that's just not what happened.
You ended up having a very good time.
Yeah, man. Well, and if I have zero regrets. I have a lot of really fuzzy memories, but I have zero regrets from any of that time. And I got to meet amazing people like Egon. Like, that's when I met Cola from Blue Skies Magazine. The only reason that I've been writing for Blue Skies Magazine for 10 years is because I met her and Egon at the same time, because he was the Relative Workshop rep and she was the PD rep, and they were out on tour.
Yeah.
You know. So,
oh my God.
Yeah, so I got to meet these amazing people and in this most bizarre place. And in the middle of fucking Jersey, of all places.
That cross trees, right?
Yeah, man.
That's cross trees, man. That's what everybody said. You haven't cut away, you lost your shit.
Oh yeah, no, it's gone. Well, there was a guy there that made a substantial living just doing nothing but finding cutaway parachutes in trees, and he was amazing at doing it. You just give him a rough idea where it was. Oh yeah, and a day or two later, you'd have your parachute back, but you'd pay for it. He was fucking
Oh,
good at
wow.
it. He was exactly what you'd think too. He had half a dozen teeth missing, and he always wore the same color plaid shirt and a fucked up baseball cap and stuff. But he was a sweetheart of a guy, and man, that motherfucker could find a parachute.
It's amazing sometimes how those people, they actually are like the most close to, what's the word that I'm looking for?
Oh, the salt of
They're
the
more
earth,
close
man.
to source.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look at them and they're content
Yeah.
just going in the middle of the woods to find a parachute to make you happy.
Well,
So, I mean,
Cross.
they'll charge you, but hey,
Oh, yeah.
man.
Well, you know, Cross Keys was the first place that I ever really dove deep into the community of skydiving, because I started in Las Vegas, and I met amazing people at the drop zones in Vegas, but there was no bonfire. There was no after party. There wasn't that super tight sense of community. There were a bunch of really good friends, but you'd see them on the weekends at Jump, and maybe you'd go out, to a bar or something, but there was no bonfire. There was no crazy parties on the drop zone. And so you get to Cross Keys, where you're literally living in a trailer that's 100 meters away from your landing area that you never leave, and you're there 7 days a week for 9 fucking months with the same people. And it was funny
Yeah.
because we had Irishmen, and we had Brits, and we had Aussies and Kiwis and Americans, and so all these different people. And I remember going back to California after the first full season that I spent in Cross Keys, and I had people asking me where I was from because they couldn't place my accent. And I'm like,
Really?
what do you mean? I'm from fucking Northern California. And they're like, you don't sound like it. And it was funny because everybody picked up a slight accent from all the different people. Mind you, public service announcement, men from California should never say the word mate, ever. That's for fucking Aussies and Brits and Kiwis. American white guys should not say
No.
fucking mate. They just shouldn't
Nope.
be done. But it was
Nope.
it was hilarious, and it was because you were just packed together all the time, and you worked with these people, and you partied with these people, and you argued with these people, and you fucked with these people, and did all these amazing things with this same group of people, and you walk away from it all going, holy shit, man! It was anything and everything you've ever heard about those years in Cross Keys. It was that and more, for sure.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
man. Like, to be honest with you, I just, every single time I hear a story, I'll be like, yeah, you guys are making that shit up.
Oh man,
So if you're saying that, I'm like, whoa,
dude.
you guys were
Me and my
balls to
friends,
the wall.
like right now, at this very moment, I had them in my studio, and I'm now holding 2 trophies from the 2004 Cross Keys Film Festival. One of them is
Yeah.
Best Comedy Drama, and the other one is Best Documentary. Myself and
Wow.
my 5 partners won both of these awards for shooting a video of me walking around with Diego, my Jack Russell Terrier, all around
Yep.
Williamstown, New Jersey, in drag. We had no idea what we were going to do. There was no plan. Somehow, I just ended up in fishnet stockings, black hot pants, a halter top, and slick back hair with my Jack Russell with a purple mohawk, like going into Starbucks and shit. And we won.
Oh my fucking God.
Yeah, man. And that wasn't anything. We actually filmed it on the fucking day of the film festival, and then won the goddamn thing. And I remember sitting there as they're playing this thing, and Cross Keys, the hangar is packed. There's at least 300 people, maybe even 400 people in the hangar watching this. And here I am, filled with pride as they're watching me marching around, Williamstown, New Jersey, in fucking fishnets. That was Cross Keys, man. That sums up Cross Keys for me.
Every time anybody asks you about Cross Keys, you should explain them that.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I still have the video,
That's
man.
awesome.
I still have the video. It's fucking hilarious. It finished off with a good friend whose name I'll leave out of it. But we because of this video, we nicknamed him Gollum, because he did an amazing Gollum impression. And every time the poor guy would do LSD, he would have a really bad trip. And oh yeah, and so he made a cameo in the end of this video as Gollum in his underwear wrapped around a telephone pole, which
Oh man,
Yeah.
dude, you need to post that video.
Oh,
You need to post that video for
oh,
prosperity.
yeah. I'm gonna need to get a little bit older before I do that. I
Okay,
still have a modicum of pride. Not a lot. Not a lot. I've given away most of
dude.
my pride. But
The, I have an important question.
yeah.
All the things that you've done in the past made you the person that you are,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
What would you be ashamed of
Oh, no, no. It's not even ashamed. There's
it?
no shame. It's just a lack of desire to explain.
Okay.
That's
That
actually
makes sense.
that's kind of the thing that I've discovered is as I get older, I'm not ashamed of anything. I'm just too tired to explain why.
Yeah, just because, man.
Yeah.
That's what you just said.
Yeah.
This is just
Yeah,
because.
yeah.
Any problems?
Well,
Go and talk to who gives a fuck, because I
yeah.
don't.
Well,
Have a wonderful day,
yeah.
buddy.
Well, the greatest part it turns out about having one of the most unfortunate nicknames I could have ever imagined is that I have to explain nothing. I've been nicknamed Princess for 25 fucking years. But
I know. I really love your pink handles,
yeah,
buddy.
man. I know. Yes, that's right. That's right. Please tell this story. Please tell the story. You and I were working together.
So after whatever, so UPT many years, I went to California, then I went back to UPT for many years, and
And,
then I met a girl in Czech Republic. Life was good, amazing. We moved to Spain. Spain, I don't want to talk about it. The more I forget about it, the
yeah, yeah,
better.
yeah.
And then I find myself helping this guy Ernesto build a tertiary rig so he can break the world record.
Great.
And that was that was a cool project. And the best part of it, it's I was working in a drop zone in Spain, where the master rigger in that drop zone almost made me quit because he was just a piece of shit.
Ooh,
And
it happens.
like literally, he was just so pushing down on people to make himself lift up
Uh,
that like it was just super sad for me. Like I almost quit the sport. Like I was almost done. And a series of events happened, and a very good friend of mine, Brad Koch, he goes, Pablo, I need you. You're the only person that can build this.
hmm.
I'm like, what are you talking about? We are Skyping you tomorrow morning. It's going to be at this time. Be awake. And I'm like, dude, that is 4 o'clock in the morning. He's like, okay, we move it like 2 more hours. So I get the Skype call, and it's Ernesto. That is the first time I'm meeting him. I knew of him. And they're like, we are trying to break the world record with landing the smallest parachute.
Sure.
We need a tertiary rig that it needs to be deployed this way, that way, that way. And I'm like, I can do
Sure.
that. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, that's easy to do, man. Don't worry about it. I can build it for you. He's like, okay, we're flying you here in 2 days.
Hmm.
And I'm like, dude, what? It's like, you're coming here in 2 days. What is your full name, passport copies, everything? They're like doing the project, and it's funny because I prefer to work at night. The reason that I prefer to work at night because people aren't bothering me, so I can actually focus 100% on what I need to do, and there's no distractions, and I can keep my train of thought, and like it's better for me like to actually accomplish things. I can do more in 1 hour at night than in 3 hours during the day.
Sure.
So I'm at the loft talking shit, like talking to Ernesto, trying to figure out exactly what he wanted. Like I'm like trying to brainstorming like with myself how to make the project. And then I'm like, hey, Brad, is it okay if I stay working tonight, working on the project? It's like, in that way, I'm not in your guys' way. I don't get distracted much, and if you need me to do any other projects, I can do them during the day because it's much easier, like easier things.
Sure.
And at night, I can do this. He's like, yeah, no problem. There's the keys. If you need a taxi, call a taxi. There's some money, bye. And I'm like, okay. So my first night, it was just pretty much by myself at the Riggers Loft, right there where used to be the old cafeteria.
Sure.
So I built this whole thing, whatever. And they come next morning. I'm like, Ernesto, try it. And he's like, you're done? And I'm like, yeah, I'm done. He's like, no, that's impossible. I'm like, there's your parachute is packed. Try it. He's like, fuck me. And I'm like, what? You said you needed this at night. Nobody's disturbing me. I went to bed like at, like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Sure.
It's done. He's like, sweet. So he tries it on. We're good. Everything, and Alan goes, I want you. What do I need to do for you to come and work for me?
Sure.
And I'm like, well, Alan, you need to talk to my girlfriend because I left UPT, a very good place, running the rigging loft for them for like almost 10 years.
Sure.
Because of a girl. And if I leave her, it will not be the right thing to do. I will always regret it. So if you can get her to work for you, then I come. And so I go back to Spain. I'm talking to Sharka, and she never got to see the way that I was treated in that place where I was working. You know. So one day she actually, as one of the people that drops in there talking to me very bad, she happens to just be coming around the corner, and she just stood up and heard the way they were treating me, and she's like, "I'm so sorry, I didn't know this." And I'm like, things happen, whatever, life is good, we're gonna move on.
Sure.
And I'm like, "Are you sure? Because I'm here for you. If you're happy here, I want you to be here. Like, I already made a big move. I can figure something else. I don't have to do skydiving for the rest of my life." I was getting to that point that I was like, okay to let it go,
Sure.
know? Yo, Alan, how about this, and this? And he's like, well, how about this and this? I'm like, no, I want this, and this. And then also you have somebody amazing for manifest. And he's like, okay, done.
Nice.
And then a few years later, you showed up there. A few months later, I think you started flying for us, or you were already flying for us. I don't remember.
Yep.
And then you give me, you get a javelin, and
I bought Julian's old javelin that he used on
the white one.
Yeah, a solid white rig that he used on a Google television commercial.
Yeah, and then you're like, I need handles. And I'm like, what color do you want them? It's like, I don't care, neon pink. And I'm like, okay.
Because I'm an idiot. So yeah, I hand an all white javelin, sparkling white, with maybe, I want to say it had maybe 100 jumps on it. So it isn't white. It is fucking transparent. It's white. And I hand this to you, not thinking I just gave my brand new all white rig to a rigger with a fucking sense of humor and said, yeah, put whatever color handles you want on this rig.
And of course I ordered you neon pink handles.
Not even just fucking pink, neon motherfucking pink. Like, so pink that my rig literally looked like a 5-year-old girl's birthday cake. It was...
Yes.
Oh, yes. It looked like neon pink that you would put on a white fucking little kid's birthday cake. And
yes,
I remember you handed it to me, and my first thought was, well, you fucking idiot. You get exactly what you deserve. And I think I gave you a big hug and went, good for you. Like,
yeah, but the best part of it, you wore it like a king.
Yeah, right,
friend.
man. Fuck that,
you
man.
You wore it with so much pride, and people would say something, you'd be like, what?
Yeah, no, I'd fucking...
I'm a princess.
Yeah, I'd curtsy and say, hello, princess. That's been... The nickname princess has been the biggest out for macho bullshit for so many years. Dude, what are you going to be, a pussy? And I'd just curtsy and go, princess, hello. I have nothing to fucking prove. So, man.
That's awesome,
yeah,
dude.
Man, fuck it, I mean, come on. Well, it was kind of funny. I was actually talking to a pilot that I had been training not all that long ago, and I've got a bit of a fucked up sense of humor, too, so I'm always playing little pranks and just being juvenile and doing bullshit. And I could tell he was getting a little bit annoyed. I think I stole one of his shoes. He left one of his shoes sitting under the pilot seat, and it was a Birkenstock sandal. And so I took the sandal apart as much as you could, and I took masking tape and masking taped the entire thing together, sent it to Manifest, and then had Manifest send it to the plane with the next load sheet. So he finally he gets his shoe and it's just covered in tape and shit.
You're horrible.
Yeah, and
that's beautiful.
You could tell he was kind of amused and a little bit frustrated. And I'm like, when you've got to worry? And he's like, when's that? I'm like, when we stop fucking with you, that's when you got to worry. Yep. I'm like, because if I don't like you, if I don't care about you, all you're gonna get is the very professional, very cold, very calm Dean. But if Princess is around, that means I like you. And if it's the same the other way around, if people aren't fucking with me, then oops. If people are actually being professional towards me, my first thought is, oh my God, what did I do wrong?
Actually, that's true. That's great.
Who did I piss off that someone's showing me like legitimate professional respect? Something's wrong. Because there's a big difference between just respecting someone and showing them that very cold level of respect. Fuck that. No. I'd much rather be called princess and have someone fucking with me, because then I know I'm probably doing a good job and they care about me. So that's a lot more important to me. For sure. Yeah,
that's it. I mean, it's funny because, like, to be honest with you, it's like sometimes people, like, especially, I don't know if it's that I'm seeing it different with age or as I'm growing, but it's important to keep that child running, you know.
Sure.
If we start losing that child, we are losing what life is about.
Sure.
We are here to explore, to learn new things, you know, not to be the sure guy anymore, because the sure guy never gets it
Of
right. And
course.
if he does, it's because he got
Of
lucky,
course.
you know. And playing jokes is the most childish, innocent.
Sure.
I'm gonna have a good time. I'm gonna see if I can get you amusement so we can all laugh and have a good time and relax. If we are actually worrying about making each other laugh and making each other
Oh
wow
yeah.
over anything else, that means that we're doing
Oh yeah, no.
amazing in
I mean,
life.
as soon as you handed me that fucking the rig with the pink goddamn handles, as soon as I handed that, I'm like, oh, this guy loves me. That's all. And that's why.
You asked for
Yeah,
it.
of
You
course.
asked for it. What colors do you want? You're like, I don't know, neon
Yeah,
pink.
fuck
Yeah,
it,
sure,
pink. Yeah,
neon pink.
whatever. And any other rigger would have just put white or black. No, no,
Yeah,
you get
neon pink, my friend.
neon
Show.
fucking pink. Well, you know, it was kind of funny too, and you and I are very similar in that mentality too. I enjoy the fact that I'm still a big kid, but I'm professional at what I do, and when it's time to get real and it's time to do it the right way, I'm absolutely your guy. But as soon as the pressure's off, I'm also going to be the first one to fuck with you and have fun,
Of
you know.
course.
But
But
what that allows you to do is it also allows you to keep a very open mind and be passionate, but also be able to change your mind. I mean, you and I, we didn't actually have a falling out. We actually had a misunderstanding somewhere along the lines, and I forget what it was about, and it went unspoken for a very brief period of time, and literally after just a couple of minutes of open conversation, both you and I went, oh, oh shit, sorry about that, bro. Big hug, and all it was just right back to where it should
I,
be. You know, and I'm sure you remember, and it was a wonderful experience.
I,
You know.
actually, I don't remember being upset with you. Like, it's at the moment we fixed it, it was
Oh
done. That's
yeah.
it.
Oh, but
Why should I keep
that's the best part about it.
that grudge? You know, it's
Yeah, that's
pointless.
the best part about it is you literally just go, oh wait, no, no, okay, this is all better, and move on, and it's fantastic. But part of that is keeping that childlike ability to still have fun, because kids don't hold grudges. Kids get
No,
mad, and
it's
you punch somebody in the shoulder and you roll around in the mud, and 5 minutes later you're best friends again because they're kids, and
rugby.
that's the genius that they have, right?
Yeah, but that's the beautiful thing from rugby. Remember when we started, I like playing rugby makes you be very, I'm gonna destroy you, I'm gonna run you over. At the end, it's like, hey, are you okay? Let's go drink a beer, man. Life is good. You know,
Absolutely.
pat on the back. You feeling good? Okay, next time when I'm coming this way, move this way so
Sure.
then I don't hurt you as much.
Sure. Well, and that's the big thing too. Is
You
I mean,
know?
especially as skydivers, or I suppose any extreme sports enthusiasts, most of us are pretty hardcore alphas. But it's very important to be that alpha that's still flexible enough to be able to just go, oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't quite look at it that way. Or being that alpha that's still open to learning and open to see, new ways of doing things and not holding a fucking grudge. And that's one of the best things that I've seen for the most part in skydiving. Not always, but for the most part.
Yeah,
Skydiving is no exception.
yeah.
It's got its bad apples, and it's definitely got its fair share of assholes. And God knows I've been that guy from time to time. I jokingly like to say I'm the nicest asshole you'll ever meet. Because I can go both ways for sure. But hopefully, anytime someone is that way in our sport, it's always from a place of concern, and it's from a good heart. I don't know too
You
many
actually
evil people in the sport.
you actually took the words out of my mouth because it's literally like I remember a case. There was a friend wanted to downsize, and I was like, "No, you're not fucking downsizing." And it's like, why am I not downsizing? I'm like, it's not your skills, it's your attitude towards the downsize.
Sure.
So I'm gonna be the asshole. I'm not gonna let you do it. And then ended up the downsizing ended up happening. Bad landing, collapsed lung, and something else. And it was like, remember, I told you it was, that problem, and it was like, but dude, it's like
Right.
I told you, it's because we care. I've seen too many deaths on this sport. I've seen too many injuries that they were unnecessary because somebody was trying to show how big their ego is, like I can do it. And we are putting, like, especially when we are like in the instructor part of it, we are putting people at
Yeah,
risk
man.
that those people do not understand what we're
Yeah.
doing. We do because we do it every day and we've seen it. Talk to most people in the sport, and it's really rare that you meet somebody that hasn't met somebody that has broken something or has died, or
Oh, yeah.
like it. Skydiving has given me a different perspective into life and death, that I'm grateful to be alive,
Sure.
and I'm grateful for every moment.
Sure.
But if
One of my
talking to a friend,
one of my previous guests put it
go
a
ahead.
great way too. He said that skydiving is absolutely an extremely dangerous sport that we've figured out how to make relatively safe. Um, that being
Yeah,
said, it takes very little to cross from safe to dead. So,
yeah,
and it takes experience to learn how to keep yourself safe, and how to keep other people safe. And when you take on the responsibility of a tandem instructor or an AFF instructor, or especially a rigger on a much broader scale, you take that extremely seriously, and you need to. But that's also one of the reasons that skydivers or climbers or surfers and all that have the ability to have so much fun and put so much passion into other parts of their lives that maybe not be so dangerous, because we realize how fleeting and how fragile it all is. I mean, if you're in the sky,
yeah,
if you're in this sport for any length of time, it's not a matter of if you know someone that's gone, you will. And if you don't know someone
yeah,
directly, you know half a dozen people that have said goodbye to someone in the last few years.
yeah,
And it's not so much mainstream skydiving anymore. When you and I were coming up, especially when I was coming up and canopies like the Stiletto were coming out, people were hooking themselves in left, right, and center. Well, it's not so
yeah,
much the average skydiver that goes out and get themselves killed anymore. It's the elite athletes in our sport that are pushing the envelope further and further and further that we're saying goodbye to. And as you're in the sport as long as you and I have been, those elite athletes were the guys that were in AFF with you, or they were the guys that were coming up as a packer or a camera flyer with you. And so these elite athletes are now your close friends that are pushing those limits, so
yep,
but you're right. It does make you value everybody that's here that much more, and it certainly makes you value your own life that much more. I take nothing for granted because I could be dead tomorrow. And chances are it's
yep,
going to be driving down the road, not in a plane crash or a skydiving accident, but it could be tomorrow. So,
yep.
man, you got to live it to the fullest. Now,
That's it.
please go ahead.
It's incredible. Yeah, yeah, it's incredible. It's like, like there's some people that they're always looking for death, but death will come when she's ready for
Oh,
you.
yeah. Oh,
So when she comes, I will say, "Hi, how you doing?" There's a hug. Don't make me
yeah.
suffer.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only thing. But I'm not gonna be running away from her because she's gonna find me either way, and it's gonna make it
Oh,
even
yeah.
worse.
It.
But I'm not looking for her.
No,
I want
no, no,
death to
no.
be where she's at. Whenever she's ready for me, she'll become for me,
Sure.
and I know that's gonna happen because I have no control over
Well,
it.
and I think it's also
So
the people like you and I that do these kind of things, and live these lifestyles that a lot of so-called normal, non-extreme people can't quite understand. Is they think we're either adrenaline junkies, or we're just chasing some almost attempted suicide, or that we're not scared of death, and none of that is true.
no,
I
not
don't
at
want to
all.
die. I'm scared. It's one of the
No,
reasons that our sport is so focused on safety, because I have no desire. Obviously, I'm going to walk down that road. Every one of us does. I intend to be a very old, broken down man with great memories when that happens, if I have anything to do
one
about it. But I'm not going to
one
fear
one
it.
of the things. One of the things that it was said on the first bonfire, the drop zone, it was one of those things that I don't remember if it was Ron or if it was John or Kay or other people that were there, Jay, and I don't remember who it was, but they said, one of the things you have to understand, Pablo, there's old skydivers and there's bold skydivers, but there's never the mix of them.
No,
And it's one of the things that they always stuck with me. And maybe that's why I am where I'm at. I've done my share of stupid stuff on the sport. I've
sure.
tested some things. I almost killed myself. I've done low turns. I hurt the ground. the worst part, the worst one that I ever had, it was in Hollister, California. I came out of my turn a little bit high, so I did an extra 90, and man, as I'm seeing the gun coming at me much faster than I needed to be coming, I remember I rolled the canopy, I hit sideways, I'm rolling, getting road rash on my legs. I did 10 tandems after that.
Yeah, yeah.
The pain of doing 10 tandems on your legs full of road rash when you're having people sitting in front of you, jumping out of a smoking air,
Sure.
it was horrible. Since that day, I'm gonna knock on wood right now.
Oh, yeah.
I've been very cautious of my landings because I don't want to do that same shit again because it was painful.
Yeah, man. Shit.
I want to imagine that I learned from it.
I broke my tailbone on the Velocity 103 because I hadn't been jumping very much because I'd been flying full time. Oh, yeah. Busted my tailbone because I stayed on the rears too long, stalled the fucking thing out, and slammed into the ground. And then had to get back into the Pac 750 and fly for a week straight on a fucking broken tailbone.
Oh.
You want to talk about it?
Did you have a donut?
No, hell no. Just get in the plane and go. Yeah, you want to talk about a lesson learned. And that's also when I realized that doctors are human beings too, because I got the single stupidest question I've ever been asked in my entire life, which I know is going to make you laugh. I go to the hospital after the broken tailbone. And I go into the room with the doctor, and they've x-rayed my ass. And they put me in the room with the doctor, and there's a nurse standing there as well. And the doctor, a female doctor, straight-faced, looks me in the eyes. What happened? Oh, I was skydiving is all I got out. And she gasped and went, "Did your parachute not open?" Exactly.
It would be a different conversation if the parachute.
There wouldn't be a conversation. Yeah, and so as straight stone-faced as I could possibly manage, I turned to the nurse and smiled and said, "Can I please have another doctor?"
That good for you.
Yeah,
man.
well,
good for
and then
you.
she realized what a stupid question she asked. But yeah, so no, man, skydiving and most extreme sports are sports you would like to try and learn from other people's mistakes as much as humanly possible, because the end result is they're not pleasant. They're not pleasant at all.
Well, I'm very, very, very happy and very proud of all the where we are today with the sport, but the sacrifice from so many people to where we are.
Yeah.
I mean, the death to learn, like I'm also a tandem examiner, and going, every single course you have to explain what happened on the fatalities on the previous jumps, and it's funny because I just did a cross training last week, and I'm talking to the guy, and it was the first time that actually I realized why each rule is in place. Like, I knew it, but it never really clicked. So I'm explaining to him as we're reading through all the fatalities, the first ones, right? And I'm like, and this is why we do this, 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 this is why we never do this. Yeah. And I just started going to them, and I'm like, I should be ashamed of myself for not realizing it before. But right now, everything just went like, whoa.
Sure.
Like, I imagined the light on top of my head, and everything. And I was like, oh my God. And at that moment, I looked at him and I'm like, we are where we are today is because of all the sacrifices that had happened,
man. One of the girl that I was dating when I got into skydiving, would see the parachutist magazines, and it would have the incident reports in the back. And I remember her making a comment along the lines of how horrible it was that people were trying to find entertainment in this, and it was just ghoulish and this and that. And I could never quite explain to her, no, this is how I'm not going to end up on this page. This is the reason. This isn't because people are ghouls and we want the gory details of how someone passed. This is so that nobody goes that way, learn from others' mistakes. This guy paid the ultimate price because he fucked up in this way. Don't do this shit.
Exactly. And that's one of the things that I think we need to help each other to keep the ego down, man. It's incredible how just sometimes, like, one of the rules that I have for myself that also is why I'm alive, I guess, is because like somebody will make a comment, right? You're coming from the landing area and somebody will be like, haha, that was a nice landing. And you can hear the sarcasm behind it, right? You're like, okay, one out of the entire drop zone said something, right? And then another jump and somebody else now goes, huh, good landing, buddy.
Right.
You're like, wait, there's two now. At the moment I hear the third person saying something, I'm like, so what did I do wrong?
Right.
And people are like, what? I'm like, no, seriously, you're number 3. I don't go to number 4 because number 4 is going to be painful. What did I do wrong? What do you know that I don't know? Well, but no. You spoke up. That means that there's some concern that you don't know how to say it, but what did you saw that made you say what you said? And they're like, well, this. I'm like, cool. Thank you very much. I'll stop doing that now.
Yeah.
But we need to take the step back. And when somebody makes a comment, besides being offended, be like, what is he trying to say? Because I could tell you, hey, Dean, 1, 2, 3, and you'd be like, what does he mean with that? He's like, it's 3 or 4 and 5,
Right.
It's like taking the step back and being able to analyze the information, because the way we communicate, we're probably both saying the same thing, but different words. That's basically most relationship problems we have, is we don't know how to communicate with each other.
Well, and it's easy to take things the wrong way.
Exactly. So the thing is to keep the ego down and say, hey, buddy, calm down. We're having a conversation. What are they trying to tell us that we don't know? And that, I think, is one of the things that we need to work more on the sport, to pass that to the new kids, because the new generation of skydivers that I see now, they are all tunnel rats. They are amazing flyers, but their canopy awareness is horrible.
Sure.
So you're trying to approach them and they're like, I'm a great flyer. You're like, yeah, in the sky, buddy. We're talking about the parachute now.
Yeah.
You have zero idea. You have 10,000 hours in a little wind tunnel. I'm sure you can do wonderful things inside there. Now get out of the wind tunnel and let's go skydiving. Let's talk about parachute flying. You need to take a course.
Sure.
It's like the important, of course. I was lucky. I took a few courses for canopy, but I was lucky that all the people that I was always surrounded, they were incredible canopy pilots that they were humbling.
Sure.
Like the other day I was having dinner with some friends and I looking around in the table and I'm like, I'm the only one that is not a world champion or some type of, like prodigy in the skydiving world, going like, I am with my heroes.
Yeah.
How lucky I am, and I'm like, and I tell them that and they're like, no, we'll just skydive, and like that humbleness is what allows them to be who they are.
Course.
So I think one of the things that I try to pass and I try to, when I'm teaching tandem courses, is, keep your ego down, allow people to tell you, because sometimes they are not meaning what they mean with the words, but try to read the message behind the words. You'll find the asshole that is going to go fuck yourself. And you're like, okay, to let that one pass. Just don't get upset over it, because you're not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. You end up in a fight. But look to the one that is making a smart-ass comment, or it's telling you something very sarcastically, or just plain coming to your face. You need to stop doing that shit.
Absolutely. Well, and that's the thing too, is it is difficult for the alpha in all of us to back down long enough to take that criticism. But as you get older in the sport, you realize, just how important that shit is, and the ego starts to fade. And that's probably my favorite thing about getting older, is the ego really does fade away enough for you to see through the static and go, oh, okay. And it's been,
that's beautiful,
and it's been a real reality check as I've gotten older and I've grown into becoming a fun jumper, realizing that at best I'm an average skydiver. I'm an average canopy pilot. I'm an average free flyer. I'm not even an average tunnel flyer. And I fucking love it because I have fun with it and there's no expectation. And it's all just, give me more information. I'll fucking take it, because people have just flown past me because I spent all my years chucking drugs and than flying planes, and so now I just get to be a shitty fun jumper and go out and have fun. And the one thing I can say is I'm an extremely safe skydiver, but I'm never going to be standing on top of a podium, and there's a huge amount of freedom in that, so that would be my advice for sure for the young ones that are looking to get up on the podium is take that advice, take that criticism, find out what you're doing wrong, not have people reaffirm what you're doing right. Please.
That's it, man. You said it right
What
there.
do I suck at? What am I no good at? Probably the most important thing I can know about myself is what I shouldn't fucking do. Oh, you suck at this. Don't do it. Like I know better than to sing. I was once asked by a friend of mine by the name of Joe Herbst to stop singing Happy Birthday. Don't. Exactly. And I took and I took that advice to heart. I'm like, holy shit, he just asked me to not sing Happy fucking Birthday. Am I that bad? Okay. All right. I'm going to take it.
That's a good friend right there.
Man.
That is actually an amazing friend.
Yeah. Please don't sing Happy Birthday anymore, Dean. And this is not just a normal Happy Birthday, but I'm talking the Happy Birthdays that you sing in the plane to the tandem instructor or to the tandem students. He's like, yeah, you should.
Really?
Yeah, he's like, you shouldn't do that anymore.
Oh man.
Yeah. So hey, it's an extremely good thing to know what you're not good at. It really is. Now, as we start to wrap things up, I want to know from you, master rigger, longtime skydiver, coming up on 20 years in the sport now, and I don't think you're going anywhere anytime soon. Just like I'm not. I'm a lifer in this sport. I think. What advice all around would you give to the new jumpers that are coming up, or the jumpers that have been in it for a long time that are feeling stagnant, or somebody that just wants to just know what it's all about? They're never going to jump out of an airplane, but what piece of advice that can you give them for our lifestyle? What have you taken away from almost 20 years of doing this kind of stuff?
Well, it's pretty hard to sum everything with just a little phrase. From the rigging side, remember, anybody can make a mistake. Be humble, like I found rigging mistakes, and I've made rigging mistakes. And if you meet a rigger that never made a mistake, they're lying to you.
Or they're brand new.
It just pretty much. But anybody can make a mistake, and own your mistakes.
Sure.
That's the other most important. If you make a mistake, don't make an excuse. Be a good human being. Own that mistake, and like we know how to make an apology, but we don't really know how to make a true apology. Sure. It's like, what did I do wrong? At the end, it's like, I will never do that again. So own your mistakes and bow yourself to make a mechanism so you will not make that mistake. Because if you make the same mistake twice, you need to take a step back and reconsider what you're doing.
Sure.
Another thing is for jumpers, smile. One of my most wonderful things, like I'm an active time instructor, and like you get the students, they're all excited, and then it's the walk to the plane normally when you actually see it happening, that they go from like wee to shit, here I go. And I always ask them this question: what is the most important thing? And they look at you and they're like, arch, and and arms here and arms there, don't grab here, grab there, and they tell you everything that you train them. And I'm like, no, have fun. You already know all that stuff. Why are you worried about it? Smile. And they're like, yeah, you're right. Or you're in the plane and you see an AFF student that they are completely tense, and and you see the instructors doing the work. And it's one of the things that took me a while to learn actually how to do this to the students, like to make them work. But then when they are done with the work part, like now it's like they just close to the red light, like they just minute before jumping. I always look at them and I just smile. It's incredible the difference on the students that I've had, that I make them smile.
Oh yeah.
Jumping out of the plane to the ones that they don't. The ones that they don't, they suck.
Oh, it's night and day.
Because they are super mission one. I need to do this, and then they are just so focused on doing that they forgot what they are doing, what they're doing.
Yeah, night and day, man. I used to tell my tandem students that were really, really nervous, they'd be the exact same way as the ones you described. Oh, I need to arch, and I'm holding my harness here, and my head's got to go back, and you can watch them kind of practice in the exit and all this stuff. And I'd always tell them the same thing. I'm like, all right, so you know what's going to happen if you fuck everything up and you do everything wrong? What's going to happen? I'm going to have to earn the money that you're about to give me, and you're still going to have an amazing time. I'm like, that's the only difference. So you can,
Oh man, that's a good
you
one.
can stress and you can freak out about all this stuff, or you can realize that we're going to be just fine. It's just that if you don't quite do everything right, it just means I work harder. You're still, your whole job is to have fun, smile, have a good time, scream, yell, do whatever you want to do. I'm there to make sure it all goes perfect. And don't worry, it's noon and I have dinner plans.
That's also, I do that. I heard that from Glass. I'm like, I have dinner planned. Normally, what I tell them, I'm like, they're all worried about it. And I'm like, whatever happens to you, a split of a second later happens to me. So trust
Yeah.
me, we have a good interest. I love my life. And they look at me, I'm like, trust
Oh,
me,
yeah.
I have a wonderful
Oh, yeah.
life. I get to wake up in a place where I'm comfortable. I have good friends, people that love me, and people that I love. I enjoy my life a lot. And when you make a comment like that, the students go like, "Oh shit!"
yeah.
So this is not something because you're crazy. No, I love skydiving because I love the feelings that it
Yeah.
brings. You
It's not
know,
life risking, it's life affirming for sure.
exactly. I'm wonderful for my life. I'm wonderful for everything that has happened. I had horrible things happen to me, and I'm super grateful for them because they made me the person that I am
Sure.
today. And another thing also, like to tell them, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to make mistakes because you cannot learn something new without making a mistake.
Absolutely. Well, that's the old skydiving
You know,
saying that as soon as you know it all, you better quit because you're that far from dead. You're always
yeah,
learning,
it,
always be learning, and
you
learning
know,
is being willing to make mistakes.
exactly. And seriously, there's more than one, like we have this horrible saying like that probably people wanted to skin a potato now because of, but there's more than one way to skin a
Sure.
cat. So we all do things just a little bit different, and just let somebody show you a different way. You may learn something
Sure.
new. Just take a step and just listen to what they're
Oh yeah.
saying. Don't wait for your turn to talk. Listen and understand what they're
Oh yeah.
saying. One of the things that I like from Japanese culture is, everybody's done, like when one person talking is done talking, you take a deep breath, you analyze what they're said, and then the next person
Sure.
speaks. I have a good friend that he's a very good businessman because that's what he does. He always waits to speak last.
Yeah, because he
So
gets to
whenever
take in the
he's
perspective from everybody else.
so when he attacks like a freaking
Yeah.
ninja, cuts everybody up, and everybody's like, "What just happened
Right?
here?" And he's like, "You gave me all the
Yeah.
ideas.
Smart man.
I just put them all
Smart
together for
man.
you guys."
Well, people get they get themselves in the impression that everything's got to be perfect, and it reminds me of a pilot that I was training. He was a very talented pilot, but he was learning a new aircraft, and it was uh, um, it's busy when you're learning a new airplane, and he and I did a lot of flying together, and he was beating himself up pretty bad because he was actually getting a lot better at flying the plane. So I was pointing out a lot more little mistakes that he was making. And he admitted to me that he was really getting down on himself because I was showing him all these different things that he was doing wrong. And I thought about it and I went, all right, hey, after the fuel cycle, I'm going to sit in the left seat and I want you to sit in the right seat. And you're not going to do anything. I just want you to watch me fly for this fuel cycle. And I want you to take notes on everything you see that I do wrong. And I'm not going to try and do anything wrong. You do that. And so we flew for the 5 loads, and I'm like, so let's see the list. And of course, he turns the list over, and it's a decent list of stuff that I had missed. And I'm like, there you go. That's the shit that I need to work on, and I got 8,000 hours in this plane. So stop busting yourself up. Everybody makes mistakes. If you're fucking perfect, then you're not human. You're never going to be perfect. You're always making mistakes. The trick is making the mistake and trying to improve. It's never being perfect. It's always trying to improve. That's it.
But also, one of the nice things that you just said right there, if you're observing somebody, you're going to find
Of
things
course.
because when you're doing it, you're not thinking
Of
about
course.
it. So that is one of the wonderful things. Another thing, another advice to young skydivers, get a coach.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because the coach is actually, you're paying them not to be better, but to be safer.
Sure.
Because you're safer, you're going to become better. But by you spending that money, you're grabbing years of experience, bundling up in one day
Oh,
work,
yeah.
and those 5 jumps, let's say you don't even do 10 jumps, those 5 jumps you've done that day with that coach is going to improve your career like 6 months.
Of course it is. Absolutely. I mean, and that's what those coaches and what those instructors are there for. Please take advantage of my hundreds of thousands of dollars of money that I've dumped into this lifestyle and save yourself a lot of time and energy and learn from all these different things. And it's not ego, it's just me passing it on. And at the end of the day,
Exactly.
you know, people like you and I and the majority of the skydivers I know want to teach these people, not just because there's a buck in it, but because we want more people to play with.
Of course.
I want more,
Hell yeah,
I want
man.
more friends to go out and have fun with. You know, that's what it's all about. That really is.
I want somebody to bust my balls,
Damn
man.
right, man.
I want somebody to go, Pablo, you're an idiot. I'm like, no.
I want somebody to buy me fucking pink candles and tell me I suck in the tunnel. That's it, man.
That's so funny. But yeah, you know, those are, and something
yeah,
else,
please,
man.
please.
May all beings be happy and be grateful, man. Life, we are here on this journey of life as a passenger on this skeleton, whatever body we have that we are very awkward inside of, that we're trying to figure out how to use
Sure.
it. Some people get better at it. Just be grateful that we have the opportunities we have. Think about it, 100 years ago, people were dying for stupid infections. Now we know those things. We have advanced so much. And just be grateful for what we have, man.
Well,
Be grateful that you can wake up in the morning and you're not worried where your next meal is coming from. You're worried about what color t-shirt I'm putting on.
Well,
you know, like how lucky we are.
I've tried to explain to people, I'm like, the best part of the way that I see my life and the way that I live my life is not being the lucky fucker that I have been my entire life. The best part is knowing how lucky I've been. That's the best part.
That's awesome.
I know how lucky I am to live the life that I do. I know how lucky I am to have the friends that I do and enjoy the things that I do and have had a supportive family and all these. I know how fucking lucky I am. I feel bad for the people that are as lucky as we are and they don't get it. Those are the ones I feel bad for, that are just.
Oh man,
it's horrible, right? You just want to smack them and go, do you not know how fucking lucky you are? This is amazing that you lucked into this time in the world and you lucked into that body and you lucked into this lifestyle and this sport. Holy shit, man. You won the galactic lottery a billion times over.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. And so
we are like,
we're lucky. We're fucking lucky, man.
Yeah. We are like 0.00001% of the population of the world.
Oh, yeah.
We get to fly.
Yeah.
We're not falling anymore. We are not flippy floppers anymore. We are like, I'm gonna fly on this angle,
No.
and you fly on that angle.
We do on a daily basis what guys like Galileo only dreamed of. The people told him he was crazy for even thinking that anything but a bird could fly. And here we are, not really all that long later, with friends of ours that strap jets to solid wings and fly with Airbus 380s and jump off of cliffs and fly down terrain and do all this insanely cool stuff that we do. Man, we are lucky.
Yes, we are. And those two guys putting, like those 3 guys putting those jets on their back, I couldn't be happier for them. They are like,
me neither.
All around for everything that they've done. They are amazing, and they are so fucking humble.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little jealous.
I'm super jealous. No, I'm super jealous.
Not just because of that, but because they got the fucking French accent thing going on, and they're good-looking guys and all. I'm a little jealous. I'm not gonna lie. But I also happen to think it's the coolest fucking thing ever, and I think they're rock stars for doing it. I really do.
Yeah.
And
I'm owning my jealousy because I'm so happy for them, and being jealous makes me happy. I'm like, you know what? High five. You deserve it,
absolutely.
Motherfucker. I'm so jealous. Like I once got to fly with Vince inside a wind tunnel when he had a fucking rod coming out of his broken foot.
It takes a special kind of dedication.
And he's like, I should not be flying. The doctor said not to do any extreme things. Fuck him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude.
Yeah, man.
And like he showed me off in the tunnel. I'm like, I'm done. That's it. That's your profession. I just stick to rigging, my
Yep.
friend. You need me to build something for you, I
Yep,
build it.
that's it. Yeah, you want a solid jump run flown, I'm your guy. You want a drogue thrown, I can take care of that for you. But the rest of it, no. I'm kind of just a tourist. I'm just yeah.
Yep.
Well, Pablo, it has been fucking spectacular catching up to you, and we literally could go on for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
And we may have to just do a recap another time for sure, because I'm gonna want to keep up with everything you got going on. It's just been,
Dude, life is amazing,
it's
man.
been wonderful catching up to you. It really has.
Thank you so much. I feel so grateful for this opportunity, and I literally I always enjoy talking to you. And like you said that we had a fallout, I don't remember it.
And that wasn't even a fallout.
Like,
I
to
think
be
it was
honest
more of
with
a
you-
misunderstanding that was literally solved by a 30-second conversation because we were both adult enough to go, oh, wait, I can see it from that perspective. Cool. And that was it.
I don't even remember it, and like, you know, to be honest with you, it's just we both learned something from each other, and we are both like always uplifted. I remember like when I had my issues with it, I remember you going like, you know what, Pablo, you're gonna be okay.
man.
No matter
Oh,
what,
yeah.
you're gonna be
Well,
okay.
you're just that tight.
And I remember like of all the chaos that was going on in my life, and you saying that, I was like just taking a deep breath and calming down.
man.
Just because somebody that I care for was like, hey, dude, life is good, man. I know how you are, know how you work. You'll be okay. Just don't be an idiot and don't push yourself down. You can come up. You know, and I'll be like, man, motherfucker, fuck him. But he's all right, you know?
Yep.
Because you were making me stop and think about it, you know? And like, to be honest with you, life is a blast.
Yeah. Oh, God.
It's a blast, man.
Yeah. You know, even the bad stuff, it's all worth it. It's all a lesson, and it's all aiming us in the right direction. So where do people get a hold of you? Have you got an Instagram? Have you got a Facebook? What drop zone are you at? How do they come get their shit packed by you? And I don't mean that in a sexual way.
All right. I have my own little company called Sky Pirates, LLC. I think it has a Facebook page. I don't remember.
What? You got your own company and you don't know if you got a Facebook page? You are not good on marketing.
No, I'm stuck at it. Like I like word of mouth.
So Sky
I
Pirates.
like people to actually I like people to trust me. So Sky Pirates LLC. My Facebook is Pablito Perazzoli.
Okay. Wait. Hang on.
Anybody can become my friend.
Yeah, but
there?
for Americans, you're gonna have to spell that.
Hello.
Hello. Did we lose you?
You there?
Yeah, you still there? Yeah.
Sorry.
Did we get you?
Yeah. So.
Have I got you back?
Which one, Pablito? It's Papa. Yeah, we're back.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had a little bit of a poor connection here on the phone.
No problem.
So my Facebook is Pablito Perazzoli, and it's spelled, I will say it phonetically, like pilots talk to each other. The cool slang, you know. If I'm talking to the fucking pilot, I need to learn that shit. It's Papa Alpha Bravo Lima India Tango Oscar space. My last name is Papa Echo Romeo Alpha Zulu Oscar Lima India.
Well done.
And I practice a little bit. Are you still there?
Keep going.
And my Instagram, you're still there, right?
Yeah.
It's I would say it also phonetically is Papa Alpha Bravo Sierra Papa.
Perfect. Well, so
it.
Now they can find out a little bit more about your business and your rigging work. If they need a reserve pack, or they want to come shoot the shit and just have a little bit of fun, now they know how to get a hold of you.
Fantastic. I like to do all type of projects and special weird projects.
Awesome.
That's what I really enjoy doing. Things that they break the status quo.
Perfect, man. And I guarantee somebody out there listening has got something. I guarantee. Well, Pablo, it's been a real privilege.
Let's make cool things.
I'm really, really so happy to catch up.
Here.
You take care of yourself, man. Much
here.
love.
You too, Dean. Love you, man.
Too.
Be safe.
All right. This has been another edition of Lunatic Fringe Into the Void with me, the fucking pilot, brought to you proudly in association with Blue Skies Magazine. Head on over to blueskiesmag.com where you can subscribe to the magazine. You can get yourself some really cool swag like leggings and t-shirts and previously published issues. And you can also submit your own really cool stories. If I can write for the magazine, so can you. So drop a line to Laura and Cola and let them know what you've been up to. As for me, you can catch my stuff at thefuckingpilot.net. There you're going to have links not only to all my guests, but you're going to be able to get your hands on both the books that I've published. The Blue Skies Magazine Fucking Pilot book was the first one out, and the second one out now is The Accidental Stripper. You can catch both of those in digital and print format via Amazon, but links straight to them are on my website. You can also catch me on Facebook at The Effin Pilot, EFFIN Pilot, and Instagram at The Princess Pilot. Both of those will get you links not only to my stuff but to my guests as well. As always, it's been a blast having you, and we will see you next time around on Lunatic Fringe Into the Void.